Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, I've been setting up the studio all day, so I'm going to do something special. I figured we'd go over the hardware that was used to kill General Qassem Soleimani, but first I want to give you an update on the story that I posted earlier. Two rockets did hit a U.S. base in Iraq, and some mortar rounds fell near the embassy, but I don't think anybody was hurt. I think it was just Iran's response to the drone attack that happened, what was it, Friday, that killed the general, their second top general. All right, guys. So we're going to look at some of the hardware that they used to attack him. Some really cool stuff. And we're going to test out the new studio. All right, guys. So let's get into it. All right, guys. Well, I want to take a look at some of the hardware that they used in this attack. But first of all, I need to clarify the attack on Thursday. The one that I reported on was a U.S. strike on Iran at the Baghdad airport. Now, there were some mixed reports coming in that there was first a missile attack by Iran, and the U.S. responded with this attack drone. But I've been too busy setting up the studio, so I haven't had time to check into it. All right, guys. Now that all that's over with, we can get into the good stuff now. The drone that was used is called the MQ-9 Reaper drone. I really like that name. But it was used to kill General Qassem Soleimani. And it did happen on early Friday at the Baghdad International Airport. You know, you got to think they're like however many hours ahead of us. All right, guys. I think that's where all the confusion is coming in. But first of all, I wanted to take a look at the new missile that they used. It's called the R9X. It's a modified Hellfire missile, and it ejects 6 blades just before impact. All right, guys. Here's a report. There's a report on it from the Sun, but it's a report on another attack that happened earlier in the year or last year. But the weapon was designed to kill terrorists with pinpoint accuracy and reduce the number of civilian casualties. Development reportedly began in 2011 as an attempt to reduce civilian casualties in the war on terror, especially those used as human shields. A conventional missile such as a Hellfire explodes, creating a deadly blast radius and turning objects into lethal shrapnel. But the RX-9 can be used in more targeted attacks. It would not be the first time the weapon was wielded, with reports stating it has been used in Libya, Iraq, Syria, and Somalia, and Yemen. Okay, guys, so that's what they used on General Soleimani early Friday. All right, guys, I got some video that I'm going to show you at the end on the Reaper drone. But first, I wanted to read you some of the report here. You only get one shot while taking down a target like Iranian General Qassem Soleimani, drone expert Brett Velicovich said Saturday, appearing on American News headquarters with host Edward Henry. Velicovich, who once tracked Soleimani's movements, said the drone strike on Soleimani was a forceful reminder that the Iranians can no longer attack Americans with impunity, as well as that the U.S. government can retaliate with a wide variety of options that are both devastating actions that are short of war. All right, Trump's calling it a adverted war. Thanks to President Trump's decisive action, we are able to use one of the tools within the government's arsenal to strike Soleimani with precision, he added. The MQ-9 Reaper drone was used to strike Soleimani early Friday at the Baghdad International Airport with a range of 1,150 miles and the ability to fly at altitudes of 50,000 feet. The Reaper weighs almost 5,000 pounds. The Reaper is larger and more heavily armed than the MQ-1 Predator drone, the one that was retired, and in addition to its traditional ISR capabilities, is designed to attack time-sensitive targets with persistence and precision and destroy or disable those targets. All right, guys. So that's a general overview of it. I'm going to turn you over to the Fox News video where they're interviewing this guy, Velicovich, and let you check out the drone for yourself. All right. Like I said, I was just testing out the new studio, and I wanted to get a video up for today for you guys. So I figured this would be a good one to start with. And I'll talk to you next time.
That is fascinating. Let's get into some of the details you mentioned in terms of precision. As I understand it, this can fly at altitudes of 50,000 feet. It has a wingspan of 66 feet. And the other aspect of it that struck me is that it can travel at roughly 230 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's an incredible tool within the U.S. government's arsenal. You know, in a place like Baghdad, for instance, where Soleimani was hit, you know, that's a great environment to be able to fly a drone. If you take an MQ-9, for instance, and let's say you're flying it in a location like Somalia or Yemen, you have to fly it at extremely high altitudes because the target you're looking at may be able to see it. There's not a lot of commercial air traffic out there, and so they can look up on a clear day and potentially see that. But that restricts the ability for the targeter to be able to see the enemy as well. But in a place like Baghdad, for instance, you know, it's like LAX up there. A lot of commercial traffic. No one's going to know the difference between a drone flying or an airliner. The sound from the drone is muffled, so they're able to fly that drone very, very low, and that opens up their sight picture. It gives the individuals the ability to see, more than likely, exactly where Soleimani was located within that vehicle. They may have even been able to see the clothing he was wearing, or that he walked with a certain limp or something like that. It's all designed to give commanders the ability that are authorizing this strike more confidence that it is the individual they say it is. In Baghdad, I'll tell you in particular, a strike there is extremely rare. I mean, this is a different level, and that's because we typically have military forces that are out there that are able to conduct these capture or kill operations. But when you're talking about an IRGC Quds Force member, you know, there's been a lot of controversy in the past of these individuals being captured. The Iraqi government treated them like they had diplomatic immunity. So we could have captured Soleimani easily, but this was a deliberate action on the president to say we're going to throw that option off the table, and we're going to take this guy out.
Brett, we appreciate your insight this morning. Thank you.